Hey everyone, this is Kim, the homeschooling Grammy, and today I am taking part in something super exciting. So, if this is something that you're interested in, stick around. We're about to get started. Your curiosity up. This is a collaboration that's being hosted by Jennifer over at Family of Three Homeschool. You really need to check out her channel. She is everything homeschool for real. She loves homeschooling, and she's a homeschooling mama of one child, kind of like what I'm doing. I'm a homeschooling Grammy of one child. So anyways, this collaboration is us talking about master books, why we love master books, how we use master books, perhaps. There's going to be all different kinds of ways that people are going to be talking about master books. But you want to know what the coolest thing about this collaboration is? There's going to be 3 people that are going to win a $100 e-gift card to christianbooks.com. How awesome is that? So I'm not going to try to get into all the details because I'm just going to mess them up anyways. But if you go down into my description box, you're going to see exactly what you need to do in order to be entered into this giveaway. You don't want to miss out on this. How fun. There's the raffle copter, all of that stuff that this Grammy really doesn't know much about. But I can tell you, there's going to be 3 winners. And it's going to be $100 if you do win. How exciting is that? christianbooks.com. You ever been there? If you haven't, you should check that out too. Awesome place to buy homeschool material. So now let's get into why I love master books. Okay, so if you're a follower of my channel or have been for quite some time, you will know that I have dabbled in master books. I had did it for history, and I think that the history was phenomenal. Didn't fit for us, a little too textbooky. But let me tell you about a subject in master books that hit it out of the park, for real. Hit it out of the park for us, and has made me a believer in the methodology of which they teach this subject. So my grandchild, we had done Matthew C. We did the primer, we did alpha, we did beta. Awesome curriculum. Have no regrets about using the curriculum. It didn't work for us. It was a mastery approach. The mastery approach wasn't working for my grandchild because I was finding, even though she seemed to have mastered, if we would go back, I would realize she really hadn't mastered anything. So at the very end of the 2nd grade school year, we decided to switch. We went over to math lessons for a living education, and we did level 2. Even though we had already finished 2nd grade, I said, you know what? We're going to do level 2. We're going to start over right at the beginning of level 2 and work our way through. And that's what we did. So we ended 2nd grade because we school year round, but we ended 2nd grade actually starting 2nd grade math over again, which was in May of 2020. So from May of 2020 until July of 2021, we went through level 2 and level 3. And I'm going to tell you, I went ahead and I did a California Achievement Test. It's not required until the end of 5th grade for New York State homeschoolers, but I went ahead for my own benefit because I did one last year. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to do another one this year. I want to see what happened in math. And let me just tell you, she knocked it out of the park. So for anybody who is concerned whether or not master books is enough, it is more than enough. It is a spiral approach. It is in storybook form. So there's a story at the beginning of each lesson, and it takes you with these children. And I'll read one to you so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. But Amazing, amazing, amazing. So for you all who think that this math isn't enough, I am going to tell you it is enough. It's more than enough. I don't like to brag on my granddaughter. Well, yes, I do. I do like to brag on her. But she made the 90th percentile in math. So yes. And it's because of us making this switch. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn this around and I'm just going to show you what a lesson looks like. All right. So let's do that. Okay, so as you can see, this is level 4 because we have started level 4 for the 2021-2022 homeschool year. And so I am going to just like kind of give you an overview of what it looks like. So at the very beginning, you see that there is a scope and sequence for what is covered in level 4. And I'm not going to get into a whole lot of detail because, you know, you may not need level 4. And then it gives you how to use this course. It takes approximately 30 minutes a lesson, 5 days a week for 36 weeks. There's a solution manual for worksheets that is available in the back. There's review sections that can be used as quizzes, and there's worksheets that are included for each section, and it's designed for grade 4 in a 1-year course. And then it'll go ahead and it'll give you the course objectives, the teaching math as a living subject, the grading subjective assignments, etc., etc. It'll give you a supply list because there are some things that you do along with this, some hands-on components. I'm not always so good about the hands-on component, I will be honest with you. When it comes to like, you know, the time and the money and that kind of thing, obviously, but I'm not always real good about, you know, being the artsy craftsy type of homeschooler. I'm not really like that. I'm more apt to do a science experiment than I am to do the artsy craftsy type of thing. That's just kind of not how I roll. And as you see, it didn't matter that that's not how I roll because I told you about the amazing results that we got from using this curriculum. So then it also gives you a suggested daily schedule. As you can see, I don't use it because, you know, I fly by the seat of my pants. I do my own thing. But it's wonderful for those that like to keep to a certain schedule and do things by a certain time. It gives you an, you know, due date, check mark, the grade for that, you know, if you grade their math, which I don't do that either. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, so lesson 1, you're going to start out reviewing, of course, the end of level 3. So there's lots of review in the first, you know, few weeks. Here again, review of place value, estimation, and rounding. Review of multiplication. And we are actually here on review of division. We're on lesson 4, which we haven't started yet. So I'll go ahead and, as you can see, there's like a little thing about these children. Charlie, when Charlie and Cairo counted the gravestones at the military cemetery, they used multiplication. The opposite operation of multiplication is division, and when we divide, we are breaking a number into smaller parts, and refresh your mind by studying these examples. So there's lesson 4, and you see this is all review still. So we're reviewing. Of course, there's some word problems. Still not our favorite thing, and I'm really sorry for the noise that you hear going on right now because the cat and the dog have decided that they are going to play tag. Review of fractions and measurements is in lesson 5. Lesson 6, moving on to review of Roman numerals and shapes, which I love that it's doing this. And it did that with level 2. It did that with level 3. Like again, like I said before, because it's a spiral approach. So there's pulling in your old lessons into the new curriculum. And it does this throughout. So now, as you see, new. And we're going to be doing fraction concepts, adding and subtracting like denominators. So here is the story. So, and it uses like real life examples to explain math. And it's done in this story form. And the story has moved along, you know, since the very beginning, and different things have happened. So it's just really fun to follow along. And this is a Christian perspective. So everything is taught from a Christian perspective. Their family actually have been Christian missionaries, and they have been to Peru. So anyways, here you go. I like that it's colorful. I know some people find that distracting. Some kids do. My granddaughter thrives on the fact that it's colorful. It makes it more fun to her. And here you go. And here, so here you go again. Math facts review. So even though teaching, teaching fractions, you will see there's review here. There's some addition, some subtraction, some rounding to the nearest 10. Some word problems are thrown in here. And still practicing of new stuff along with old stuff again. And you see each day is done. Here, let me go. Let me start at lesson 8. Okay, so new again, multiplication with carrying using 11s and 12s. So you would read that on day 1. And this is a longer story. And exercise 1 would also include doing this page. So math facts review, let's practice. And then you would move on to exercise 1 still. So this particular lesson, there are 2 pages to do. Most times there's only 1 page to do, so very little. And I mean, you make it work for you. If you get to end of this page and you feel like your child is like had enough math for the day, who says that you have to do this page that day? You can save it for the next day. And if they're having a good day in math, or a good day in general, like we tend to do that, if she's like really trucking along or she's really understanding a concept, who says that we can only do 1 lesson a day? We can do 2 or 3 lessons a day. You can make it work however you want to. But here again, here's where the new stuff is. And then there's some review here. And this time they're using measuring tape to practice multiplication. And addition and subtraction are at the bottom. Review of math facts. Let's practice today. In other words, what they're learning now. And it just keeps spiraling. So every lesson, new concepts are gone over, old concepts are reviewed. And we just love it. I just can't say enough about how much we love this curriculum and how much it has worked for us. And see, you look here, gone back all the way to reviewing multiplication again, multiplication tables, mixed review. So there's a little bit of everything down here at the bottom, multiplication, addition and subtraction of fractions, some addition and subtraction, some money, a little bit of everything. And then you move on to lesson 9, where you're doing geometric concepts. And it just goes on and on like that. So I will show you the back real quick. So when you get back here, there's a manipulative section. There's a place value village, a fraction kit, an add-on fraction kit, an equivalent fraction cover-up race, a break it down cards, fraction decimal chart 2, fraction decimal percent chart 3, English measuring chart, and a metric measuring chart. So here is the place value village, which we did a little bit of, but for her, she found it a little bit too confusing, so we kind of skipped over that. Here is the fraction kit. It tells you exactly what you will need in order to do this. An add-on fraction kit. Let's see, and here's a game, and it tells you exactly what you need to play. And here's your spinner, so you can actually make a game to play with your child. Some cards that you could laminate. And like I said, we don't always use these things, but for those who are artsy and crafty and like to do this kind of thing, it's awesome. Fraction decimal chart. An English measurement chart. And here's an appendix. because it actually talks about Fort Snelling National Cemetery in one of the stories. So this is just giving you some more information on that. And then here is the whole solution manual in the back. So you have all of this in the back. It makes it easier for you to grade, for one thing, if you're one who likes to grade. And here are all the levels of math that they have. And there is a middle school level, actually. Masterbooks does have a middle school level. Okay, so I thought that I would share one artsy craftsy thing that we did do. And actually, it's been such a huge help. And it is this Mr. 1 gallon that we did. So here's the gallon, 1 quart, and then it has under each, so 1 quart would have 2 pints, and each pint has 1 cup. So Mr. Gallon has 4 quarts, 1, 2, 3, 4. But this was super fun to use with my granddaughter, and she will still pull it out sometimes and be like, I don't remember doing it. I'm gonna go get my guy. And I have him hanging like right over here where we keep like all of her artwork and stuff. So I just thought you would like to see that. That was fun. But like I said, we don't always do the artsy stuff. Anyways, I hope that this was a blessing to you. Make sure that you check out Jennifer's channel. You need to check her out. And also, I think there was something else that I need to tell you guys. Let me make sure so I don't forget. You must be 18 years or older. Sorry, if you're not 18 years or older, you can't take part in this giveaway. And winners will be announced on YouTube, Instagram, and she will also email the winners. And you must respond to her email by September 14th, or another winner will be chosen. Okay? I think that's it. I think I have it all. Whatever I don't have, just make sure to check out the description box. I will make sure I have everything you need down at the bottom. So God bless, take care, and I will talk to you in the next video.